In America, every generation is born with a dream, with the notion of equality, with the freedom to make certain choices, to exercise certain rights, the right to life, the right to liberty, the right to pursue happiness. But it wasn't until Harlan Stonecipher was blindsided by a motor vehicle and hospitalized in 1969 that he realized it was money, not rights, that gained you access to our legal system. And after depleting his life savings, defending himself against something he didn't do, Harlan Stonecipher was determined to make legal protection accessible to everyone, everywhere, no matter how traumatic or trivial the situation, so that no one would ever be blindsided again. And that's exactly what he did. It was the early 90s when an idea to create a proprietary network truly changed the game. It meant that instead of hundreds of good attorneys serving hundreds of customers, now there was one dedicated law firm serving thousands of members. And instead of attorneys waiting for work to get paid, they were prepaid. The business model for legal products was turned on its head, and a whole new scope and level of service was born. What had been a good product became a great product. And now, on-call advice went from being the privilege of the few to the right of the many. That's the product we sell today. How good does it feel to be able to offer that kind of service to your friends, your neighbors, your community? Our product is something to be proud of. It has stood the test of time. 40 years and 20 million times, our lawyers have been there to protect their clients, helping our 4 million users live their lives on their own terms. Our members fear nothing. The protection of our product is total. A shield that watches over them and their loved ones, protecting their rights, their freedom, and their future. Everyone, everywhere, deserves to wake up with peace of mind, feeling protected every day, every night, now and forever, by our new company, LegalShield. Total access, total freedom.
In 1984, I graduated from the University of Texas Dental Branch, so I'm a dentist. And I was in charge of the United States. I was the National Director of Regional Coordinators, and that was all good. We made all these magazine covers, we had all that. But there was a little thing going on overseas in 1984, okay? And I had this funny name, okay? So things happened, the guy came through and he sued the dental board, and they say, well, you know, who knows what's going on around here? So they say, well, check with Ahmed, because I was over the thing at UT Dental Branch. So long story short, I was named as a witness, okay, in a lawsuit against the state, and that's how I ended up in law school. See, I was between a rock and a hard place. By that I mean this. I was coming out of dental school, I had 2 young kids, I had a choice at that time, I had to fight this situation or just give up. And I'm a country boy, I don't quit. Okay, we don't roll over. We came off of Red Street, Rice Avenue in Rockville, Texas, and so if you want to fight us, we're going to throw down with you. So me and my wife talked to her and said, we're going to go to dental school. We're going to go to law school and deal with this, because I couldn't get a lawyer. Tried to get a lawyer, everybody I went with says $10,000, $15,000. Hey, I was flat broke. But it's a funny thing about relationships. Once you build a good relationship, you know, it'll always be there when you need it. So I had a good friend in Baytown, Dr. George Jermack. He's since passed, may God be pleased with him. George heard what had happened because I had fought for George in that lawsuit. They had done him the same way. And he says, what they did to you was wrong, and George wrote me a check for $10,000 to hire a lawyer. Wow. So I hired this lawyer, and I ended up doing all the work. So I said, this is not a good situation. So we decided to go to law school, and you know, sometimes the thing you dread the most is the thing that holds all the good for you. And when I went to law school, I found it. You know, I went there, I became number 1 in my class because I was there for a different reason. I wasn't there for the car, the house, and all that. I was fighting for my respect, my integrity, my family. And I fell in love with the law. So I come out, I go downtown, I get hired at this downtown law firm. The guy says, man, we can't pay you with your background. I said, hey, you pay me $6 an hour, but you let me learn everything about the law. He said, that's a deal. His name is Sarney Randall, first certified attorney in the state of Texas. And we were in 1530, Texaco Heritage Plaza. So I learned the law, and I fell in love with the law. Then I got dispassionate about the law, because the people that I wanted to help, they couldn't afford me. See, guys, it's like this. And at that time, we could make $250, $300 an hour. Well, most people were averaging maybe half that, and sometimes all of that in a week. So there was an imbalance. So I was going to leave the law. And I got a little flyer in the mail about an event over on 610. All these guys were coming in talking about all these businesses. So I talked to Janice. I said, we have nothing to lose. Let's invest in time and go take a look. And I got there, and there was a little blonde kid changed my life. Really. You know, there was a guy with him named Russell Peden, who I didn't know who this kid was. A guy named Tony Martinez. I didn't know these guys. But this little blonde kid got up in front of the room, and there's more people than this. There were thousands of people, because people were looking. Things were changing. And so this kid got up and got to talking about lawyers for $25 a month. And I'm like, what's wrong with the boy? I mean, let's see.
You can't do
What
that.
kind of lawyer can you get for something like that? I looked, turned to my wife, Jan, and said, we got a problem here if this kid is real. And when I heard what they had, which was really only one product then, and I saw all these people get up and run to the back to get this, I said, I need to know more. Then this doctor hired me to represent him, and he says, I say, man, it's going to be a lot. He said, don't worry about it. You know, you just, the company's going to take care of you. So I worked, and there was this little company called Prepaid Legal up in Oklahoma. And they kept paying me these checks for working for this guy. And I'm like, Doc, Dr. Howard Grant. I said, Doc, how much are you paying for this service, man? Because we were defending a case for $1 million house on Lake Liberty. He says, oh, I pay $8 a month. I'm like, what? I said, when did you get this? He said, I got this in the early 70s, $8 a month. And I'm like, wow. So I started digging and looking, and sitting in my office one day, and this comes across. This is a periodical only lawyers get, Lawyers Weekly USA, and the headline was Prepaid Legal Plans, the Future of the Profession, and the date was February the 9th, 1998. February 14th, I was involved in prepaid legal. A guy walked into my law office and said, I think it's something you'd be interested in. I said, what is it? He said, prepaid legal. I said, what do I have to do to sign up?
Yeah.
Okay, because it made sense to me. So I'm hoping, I said all that, if you're a guest here tonight, I hope it makes sense to you. I'm not going to pressure you. I'm not going to twist your arm. I'm going to share some information with you. And if you can see value in it, okay, if you can see what will solve your problems, then we'll talk about it after the event, okay? But other than that, we're going to start off friends and we'll still leave as friends. Fair deal?
Yeah.
All right, so let's hit this thing and see what's going on. Personal growth, professional opportunity, powerful journey. We're going to talk about all of that. Okay, business models. The funny thing about businesses, you know, when I ride along the highway, I'm just blown away by signs. Family-owned sense. You know, how do people get all of this land? How does one guy come out and build a company that dominates an industry? How do they do it? You know, and they have some things in common. They're simple. Make it easy for people to get what they want and they'll get it. Okay, it's disruptive. Now, I don't mean it's all crazy, people starting fights and stuff. It means that if you had to pay the full price for what the product is, you couldn't afford it. In other words, most products are marked up. This product is marked down. Okay, and it's incredible, and that's what blew me away. And it's noble. You know, we went to that event, and we saw a lot of businesses there. There was one company doing tax liens and stuff. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to profit off of somebody else's misery. I wanted something that would allow me to help people. I wanted something that was mission-driven. I wanted something that was a cause, okay? Because I had been through a lot, and I knew that I wanted something that was really going to help people. So they were noble, not easily duplicated. As you're going to see, this company has a plan that nothing in the industry can match it. And they have an app. What's unique now is this company that's been around a long time has now taken the old law and merged it with technology and created a whole thing for the future, just like that headline said. So let's see where we fit in and take a look at some companies like this. How many of you guys know what that is?
Dinosaur.
Yeah, pretty much so. But imagine this, 10 years ago, would you have imagined that you'd be getting in the car in the middle of the night with a complete stranger?
No.
Well, somebody did. They said there's a need, and they started a company called Uber, and now it is a monster, okay? They're having to regulate it now, it's gotten so big. But that's how things happen. How about this little company here? Uber. Everybody has that, right? How many of you guys ever ridden in an Uber? They ever paid you anything? Okay. Blockbuster, how many of you guys remember Blockbuster? Blockbuster was the Friday night place. I mean, you go there, you try to get there early to get the movie that you wanted. Never worked out like that. You always got the bad one that didn't work, the stuck, but you got your popcorn. Well, somebody says, look, that's a hassle. Why not give people access to all the movies they want? And they can kick back at their home and never have to worry about anybody getting what they want. And so this little company called Netflix came along and just completely turned the thing upside down. Hotels, we all like to live in big hotels, right? Everybody see on TV, they got the big hotels. But people say that's pretty stupid. You know, you're sleeping in a room where you don't know who was in there sleeping before you. You don't know what happened in there. Say, and why pay one night for a hotel when you can take that same night, split it up among 3 or 4 people and get a whole house? So Airbnb came along. Books. We used to have this thing, believe it or not, called bookstores. You know? Yeah. I mean, you know, it's crazy. We used to have these things. Then a little company called Amazon said, look, why does somebody have to sit up and lug all these books around when they can have a whole library, all the knowledge of the world in the palm of their hands? And now this little company, Amazon, is the most dynamic, the largest company on the planet, okay? What did they do? Simple, disruptive, noble, made it easy. Adrienne, you know what that is? What is that?
Film and a camera.
Okay, y'all studied that in ancient history, right? Yeah, we used to have these things. You know, you couldn't get your thumb on them and stuff. But somebody said, look, that's all cool. Then we got this little thing called Instagram. As you see, things are changing. Then we come to the law. Now, imagine that I came to you and I talked about something like 8 tracks and stuff like that. You think we could revive 8 tracks? Makes sense. Okay. So we're going to deal with something that's not going away. And this is what I love. The law is not going away. It's expensive. That's a matter of perception. And I say that because every year I see people sitting in arenas and going to sporting events and stuff, spending hundreds of dollars to watch millionaires play. And I never figured that out, okay? It's not that it's too expensive. The thing is, most people simply can't afford it. That's just the reality of it. Law school is tough. Unresponsive, some ways, some. You know, it can be. You pay your money, you can't get hold of somebody. Unaccountable, yeah. One of the pleasures I served 5 years on a disciplinary board here, 4D10 grievance committee. And what we found out is that a lot of lawyers don't have insurance because they say, if I have insurance, they'll sue me. So we say, well, dude, that doesn't make much sense. But they're still around, okay? It made sense to them. So we said, we're going to change the game. We're going to have vetted attorneys. We're going to make it easy for you. We're going to hold them accountable. And so we came up and we put together something that's turned the law upside down. We made it simpler, easier, more affordable. Now, through the palm of your hand, we have our own app. See that big old shield there? This shield is changing the law. Now you can walk around, and we have given you the ability to have over 6,000 lawyers in the palm of your hand. So wherever your car stops, and wherever that plane lands, you have attorneys in that place ready to take care of you. We have expanded rapidly. We got started in 1972, which is when Dr. Grant got his plan. Right now, 4.6 million lives in the U.S. and Canada, and this has changed. We no longer do business in 4 provinces in Canada. I hate to tell y'all. We now do it in 12, okay?
Oh, man.
Yeah, 12. So the company is expanding. This thing is like, it's a train you can't stop. So what's our purpose? We protect and empower people, okay? We basically make people who feel victimized now, we make them heroes and sheroes because they don't have to take crap from nobody. We don't care who you are. We don't care what your race, your religion, your background, none of that. Our job is to protect you. We have a vision that's so clear you can walk in it, okay? We provide equal access to the liberty, equality, opportunity, and justice that every human deserves and expects. This is what we do. That's our mission. That's our motto. That's our cause. We help people improve their lives by teaching life-transforming skills. How to make good decisions when you're faced with a situation. Know what to do and what not to do. How to basically reach out and get the help that you need so you can make something that's not only in your best interest, but those that you love. And we deliver exceptional products and services for peace of mind and confidence in a world that is oftentimes uncaring and selfish. Oftentimes uncaring and selfish. We just got to take that off and say completely lost its darn mind.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, people are calling people and calling the police on people for breaking into their own cars. Calling the police saying you broke into your own house. I mean, we're in a world that I've never seen before, and people need access to this service. So let's talk about it. I want you guys to play a little game with me. It's been a long day. I know y'all had a long day, so we got to play. The game is called Show Nuff. S-H-O apostrophe Nuff, N-U-F-F. So I'm going to ask you some questions. Has this ever happened to you? All I want you to do is say, show enough. Can you say that?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, now I know me have an English teacher. Can you say that? Play the game. Have you ever signed a contract or document?
Show enough.
Had a landlord-tenant issue?
Show enough.
Been overcharged or treated unfairly?
Show enough.
Received a traffic ticket?
Show
Had
enough.
your will prepared to update it?
Show enough.
Had a real estate transaction?
Show enough.
Been a victim of identity theft or data breach?
Show enough.
Been concerned about your child's identity or your own?
Show enough.
Okay. These are called life events. Now, if you notice, what's not up there is the $50 million lawsuit. See, those are rare and very seldom seen. What we see every day as attorneys is this kind of stuff. Life events. I got a call on Thursday. I got so excited. Well, I got so excited I'm getting ahead of myself. Now I'm going to tell you. I got a call on Thursday. Now, I get jacked up about this company because I watch it work. Okay, I've utilized it. I got a call on Thursday from a young lady. I'm going to call her Danielle up in Tarrant County. Danielle saw me on Facebook. We have a common friend on Facebook. So she called me. Got a problem up here. Can you give me a call? So I called her. She told me her situation. She's in a war with this crime syndicate called Wells Fargo Bank. Okay? So I'm like, what's going on? She said, I owe some money, and you know, they're all over me. They told me, can they garnish? They want to garnish my wages. I say, baby, they can't garnish your wages. I say, but they can turn your life into a nightmare. I say, what's going on? They sued me. I said, you filed an answer. Not really, but she appeared in court, so they kept them off of her. She said, but I just got served with something. I say, what? I say, some papers. I say, what does it say? It's a sum. I said, a summary judgment. She said, yeah. I said, when is it set for? She said, Monday. I said, do you know what that means? She says, no. I said, did you even respond to it? She said, no. I said, baby, what that means is they're asking the judge to go ahead and give a judgment against you, okay, and you're going to have a problem. Not only what they claim you owe, but attorney's fees and interest running at 5%. I said, you tried to work it out with them? She says, yeah, but they kept offering me plans I couldn't do, threatening me. I said, okay. The last plan, she said, this is it. They wouldn't take it, they sued her. So I said, I'll tell you what, we can help you out. You're in Tarrant County? I said, yeah. I said, well, we happen to have a law firm up in Tarrant County called Ross and Matthews. So let's take you online. I took her online, set up details, showed her what we did. I said, does it make sense? She said, let's do this. She did it. I said, immediately after that, I said, look, you call me tomorrow, which is Friday. I said, we're going to get on the phone with the lawyers and we're going to see what they can do about this. Well, I knew that they needed 5 days notice. I say, the only thing they're probably going to do is see if we can get this thing reset. The same thing they told her. Okay, says, well, we need 5 days. The most we can do is try to get it reset. And she said, how to do that? They had her back. They helped her prepare the paperwork. She said she filed that paperwork. It's called a motion for continuance, telling the judge she needed time to get a lawyer. Last night, I texted her. I said, D, how did it go in court on Monday? She says, oh, decided to accept the deal. So we never went to court. Right. In fact, they dismissed the whole lawsuit. Wow. Yes, they can do the same things for you. That was personal legal advice. They did the same thing for me. I had a case, had 2 law firms at the same time, across the street from each other down in one of our small jurisdictions. I won the case, got all of this property from my client, and tried to mess over the brother. The lawyer from the other side said, hey man, you know your client just called you. I'm like, what? He says, yeah, let's go ahead and get the funds out of the dead gentleman's pension account of his probate case. And she said, don't worry about it, I'll take care of Mr. Ahmed. Now, I wasn't always a lawyer, okay? So at that point, I wanted to do a drive-by. I did, I wanted to do some crazy stuff, but I didn't. I got to a phone, we didn't have the app then. I got to the phone and I called the lawyers, told them I was up. They said, let me tell you something a lot of people don't know about. He says, this is what you do. And so I prepared something and I gave it to the judge. We had a hearing. Oh, it was ugly. It was very, very ugly. But when that judge got through, he made it crystal clear. And within a few days, I had a check for $9,508.66 delivered to my door off advice of a phone call. So, can they do that for you? I don't know, but you at least got to try it, okay? I don't know what your situation is, but the bottom line is, these lawyers will be there for you. Okay, let's back this thing up. All right. I'm not used to this. All right, letters and phone calls, contract and document reviews. How many of you guys have ever signed a contract that you later regretted? Okay, marriage. Buying a house. Point I want to make about this is every legal situation doesn't start off bad. They can start up. Buying a house is a good thing, okay? But how many of you guys actually know what you were signing when you bought your houses? You didn't know. You didn't know. Just like we had Harvey, last year? A lot of people were in a flood zone out there, right? It was in the contract that it was a flood zone, but they didn't understand what they were reading. So it can turn out, a good thing can turn into a bad thing real quick. Well, what we just need you to do is don't try to do what you don't do. Call a lawyer, send the contract up there, they're going to look at it, they're going to tell you what needs to go in, what needs to come out, so that when you finish, not only do you know what your obligations are, you know what your rights are. There's no additional cost for that. The IRS. Oh my goodness, the IRS. What can I say about the IRS? You know, in the country, we didn't really care about the IRS. They didn't bother us on Rice Avenue, you know. In fact, I didn't know much about anything then. Then we moved to the city. And I started watching these monster movies at night. I've always been a curious child, okay? And I used to watch these monster movies. It used to freak me out. Frankenstein, Wolfman, Dracula. I was messed up, you know. We moved to the city, full moon night. I just didn't go outside. Frankenstein, I'm from Rice Avenue. I can outrun Frankenstein. Dracula, bam! I can do a cross. Give me a popsicle stick. I had more crosses than church. I'm telling you, I had them everywhere when I went out, you know. Then I grew up and started working. And I ran across a monster that didn't work, you know. Wolfman, silver bullets, I'm from the country, you know. I just stayed home at night on full moon night. IRS, can't outrun them. They ain't scared of no crosses. Silver bullets don't kill them, you know. You need a tax attorney. And so that's what we're gonna hook you up with. We're gonna give you a tax attorney and 50 hours of time paid for to represent you from start to finish in that audit, okay? Civil trial defense. You can sue anybody for anything right now, okay? And the problem is not that you can be sued, it's that most people don't know what to do after they're sued, okay? I can go out right now and get that roll that you guys signed up. Tomorrow I can go to court and file a lawsuit saying, I did a presentation and they didn't laugh at my jokes. And I had mental anguish and distress, okay? It took me all this time to drive out there. I paid all of this money for that, and I'm just messed up. Now guess what? I served you with that lawsuit, and you don't answer. I win, you lose. I win, you lose, okay? So we're gonna save you from that mishap. As soon as you become a member, you're gonna start off with 60 hours. It's gonna increase 60 hours each year to a max of 300. And we're gonna take it one step better. If you can come up with a way to get an extra 100 hours of an attorney's time for pennies, would you do it?
Yeah.
Okay, but $9.95 you can do it. I'm just gonna put it out there. Family and domestic services. This takes place 90 days after you enroll. Uncontested divorce, adoption, separation, name change. You just be patient, hang on there, and we'll pay the attorneys to handle that for you. Now, just stopping right there. At $50 an hour for everything just say $50 an hour for everything I've just shown you so far. How much do you think it would cost monthly if you had to write a check for that? Oh, dude, you're so off the mark, okay? So off the mark. For a simple letter, and most firms cost you $150, $200 just for a letter.
I'm sorry.
Okay? No, you're doing good. You're doing good. Okay, but the bottom line is right now, if someone walked in and say, hey, dude, how much would it cost for you to give me all this at about, just say $100 an hour, you'd be prepared to write a check maybe $5,000 to $7,000. Easy. Call it retain. Real easy. Real easy. But let's keep going. We're going to do better than that. Okay, ticket. How many of you guys have a need for speed? Yeah. It's crazy. Show enough. Absolutely. You got to ride with Janice, okay? My wife. Yeah, the girl is crazy behind the wheel. Okay, but anyway, if you get a ticket anywhere in the United States, you don't have to freak out. You take it out, just tap the app, take a picture of it, send that ticket to the law firm. Within 8 business hours, they're going to get back with you so they can be prepared to go to court. This is huge. This is huge. You go on with your life. We deal with this. Prepare your will. One of the most respected, the girl can blow. Aretha Franklin died last week. She left an $80 million estate, but no will. Just like Prince, no will. John Denver, no will. Okay? Thank you, yeah. So a lot of people die with no wills. Maybe they just don't care. Maybe they want the family to fight about it. I don't know. Maybe it's just their last laugh at them. I don't know. But the thing is that luckily for her, the state where she's in a situation like that, so she didn't have a spouse, so she had all of it goes to her children. And so far they're doing okay. But they got another little curve to deal with. It's a taxable estate. So they got to get to the money so they can pay the IRS, or nobody gets any money. Okay? IRS gets paid first. So we're going to save you from that misery. We're going to prepare your will, your living will, your health care power of attorney, and your financial power of attorney. Now, this is something that most people don't pay much attention to. And so they ask them, they come to me, they say, I got a power of attorney over my ABC or whomever. I said, let me see it. And normally it tells you about you can handle the money, and all that. I said, that's great. That's over their property. I said, but you have nothing in regards to their person. Which means if they got sick, you couldn't get their medical records because of HIPAA and so forth. And I ain't gonna go into it, I had a case like that exactly today. Those were the facts. Young lady had power of attorney over her dad. Her brother went under her, took it over, and he's just looting dad's estate. Just looting dad's estate. Now, years ago, one of my first members in 1998 was a lady named Bessie Tassin, and she's still my member. She had that same situation up in Ohio. Her sister took over the estate and was looting the estate and basically was holding her dad a prisoner. We signed her up here, put her in the hands of the Ohio firm. They not only liberated him, they got rid of the sister and they put her back in. She's still a member. She paid very little for that. Again, because many times it can be handled this with the law and some motions. But when you understand this, you're going to get a will. This is the will, it says after you die. Living will. This is the one where you're still alive, but it's pretty imminent you're going to die. And so you tell people what you want to do in those situations. You do not want to put the burden on your family to have to pull the plug on you. You don't. I mean, it's like punishment beyond. Healthcare power of attorney, compare that for you. Financial power of attorney. Now, just these documents here, how much do you think those would cost?
Over 1,000.
Yeah, well over 1,000. Well over 1,000, okay? But so far, we're still in the we pay zone. So you cool, all right? Just push a button and start that wheel. 24/7 emergency access. This is huge. This is huge. We have attorneys on standby 24/7 around the clock, okay? If you have an emergency situation, you have a wreck and somebody's hurt, seriously injured, or killed. The police show up at your door with a warrant. CPS shows up at your door, or APS shows up at your door. Now, you have a little red button link on that app. You snap that app, you talk to those lawyers. Now, you can't be calling in the middle of the night talking about you want a divorce, or, you can't be riding around with 500 pounds of weed in your car talking about, I didn't know, I mean, none of that stuff, okay? This is real stuff. You do that, and it can make a big difference. Big difference whether you go home or you go to jail. Now, question for you. I'm going to keep asking these questions because I want you to understand this. Imagine the lawyers only charge $1 an hour for that. Just $1 an hour for that. How much would it cost on a weekly basis at just $1 an hour to have an attorney who charges hundreds of dollars an hour sitting on the other end of the phone waiting on you? At just $1 an hour, how much would you have to pay a week?
40.
I want to see somebody who's worse than me at math. Just $1 an hour.
24 times that.
Yeah, $168 a week. $672 a month. Just for that. Question for you, would it be worth it? You bet it would be worth it. You bet it would be worth it. But you don't have to pay that. Contingency cases. These are cases where the basic bottom line is, lawyers say if we don't win, you don't owe us anything. People ask me all the time, do we handle these? We handle plenty of them. Major cases like this. Okay, so if you've been a victim of an auto accident, hurt on the job, medical malpractice, or any case where it says that if you win, you can be compensated, contingency type cases, the lawyers will do that for you, and they do it at a discount. I mean, they do the contingency at a discount. Contingency it's a lot of work in the case because the lawyer's taking the whole financial burden. If they lose, they're just out of money. And then they're going to give you a discount on top of that. So if you have that situation, just call the lawyers and let them know. Okay, there are going to be some instances where you're going to have to pay the lawyers. We have a 25% preferred member discount. And at this point, people start tripping. I thought you said it was $25 for everything. No, you're not getting a $25 divorce. Okay? You ain't going to try no drug cases for $25. None of that. But what we're going to do is we're going to do it at a discount. You're going to be able to talk to the lawyers about that situation because many times these cases can be resolved before it even hits that courtroom. Okay? If you be straight up and let the lawyers know. But in those instances where you have to pay a DUI. And a DUI, people think it's, just drugs. Well, alcohol's a drug. And prescription medications are drugs. So if you see the medications where you say, don't drive operating this, you get caught in a situation like that's a DUI. And we have a bunch of seniors that are running into buildings and all kind of stuff. No, seriously. Yeah, they hit the gas thinking they're hitting the brakes. That's why they don't do that. Those heart medications slow you down. And they're already, it can be a mess, okay? But anyway, they handle those at a discount. Bankruptcy, bank robbery, kidnapping, kid slapping. I mean, anything that can pop up, contested adoptions, contested divorce, anything along those lines, the lawyers will represent you at a discount. You have to write them a check, okay? People say, well, that's not much of a discount. So my question to those smart people is, how much a discount are you getting now?
Mm-hmm.
I assure you, you're getting a markup, okay? Now, let's keep moving. Member perks. How many of you guys like to save money?
Sure no.
You know, I call Janice the coupon queen. Janice got coupons for everything. I just love it. Janice go to the store, she come back with all these bags. Baby, how much you spend? 15 bucks. And you know, she's got half the store. Well, you know, my chair used to get in the way of me understanding that. Till I had to start writing the checks for it. Then I said, okay, save some money. So we have this thing called member perks, and it is huge. We have all these vendors where you can go in, once you become a member, you get access to all this stuff. What kind of money can you save? It's real cool. I love this one. When I go in there, I love to use my member perks. I like to stand in the line. So Marcos and Ariana in line, I'm gonna stand in line with them. Okay, stand in line with them. This is where I went to get some copies. It was like 424 copies. Office Depot. So she rang it up. I love the cashiers. Look, I'm just standing there just waiting because I know they're going to freak out. So she rang it up. It was $92.86. She said, swipe your card. I swiped the card. Bam! $44.83. Yeah. So they want to know, how do you do that? So you got to have a card like this. So you're going to get that included in there. And again, this will pay for your membership in and of itself.
Right.
You can get anything. So who's covered? We're going to cover the member, cover the member's spouse. They used to say significant other, okay, domestic partner. But the bottom line is, if you're a player, you know, everybody wants to be a player these days, you got to make a choice. Straight up serious, okay? It's got to be this one or this one. It's a big old free legal tip for you. If this one finds out about this one, you're going to be a big discount, okay? Big discount. But you're going to have worlds of trouble. You'll never marry dependent children under 26 living at home or full-time students, dependent children under the age of 18 for whom you're members of the legal guardian, your physically or mentally disabled children living at home. Question: how many people could we cover under that definition, under one membership?
All of them.
All of them. If all of y'all were the children of some unfortunate couple in this room, okay? We could cover all y'all under one membership. Ladies and gentlemen, this is power. This is power. This is why I'm so excited about this company. This is why I've been in this thing for 20 years, and I ain't got no intent to go nowhere. So let's keep moving. Which would you choose? Real simple. What we do is we give you choices. This is a choice. You can have one lawyer at $250 an hour, and that $250 an hour might be paid just for the lawyer to tell you, I can't represent you. Okay? Or you can have an army of $250 an hour attorneys for about $1 a day. Which one makes more sense to you?
$1 a day.
Like that. I like talking to reasonable people. Okay, now, identity theft. It says the fastest growing crime in the country. No, it's the fastest growing crime in the world. In the world. Anybody tells you they can stop it, you just turn and walk away because they just lied to you. Okay, just lied to you. All your information is out there. How many of you guys went to elementary school? Junior high? High school? College? Ever been to a dentist? Ever been to a physician? Ever applied for a loan? Where's the paperwork?
Somewhere out there.
Somebody's got it, and it's not you, okay? So that's the point I'm making. It can't be stopped. So what do? You have to deal with it. Well, back in 2003, this little company called Kroll came calling on LegalShield, and they said, we got a problem that people don't know about, and they're going to need a bunch of lawyers. And they investigated this company, and they said, we want to go into a joint agreement with you guys. We want you guys to get this product out into the field, and it's a huge product called Identity Shield. This thing is just out there. What do we cover? Tax returns, medical claims, Social Security, credit, driver's license, criminal and character. These are just some of the forms of it. And there's one called synthetic. Synthetic is I take her name, I take his date of birth, I take some addresses on him, some employment history on him, and create a person that doesn't even exist. Doesn't even exist. We've been at conventions. In fact, the convention in Oklahoma last year, several of us, after we left the hotel, had all these charges on our card. I said, now how did that happen? Well, somebody inside the hotel. Okay? But we had this. So I know in my situation, as soon as I found out, it was rectified like that. Okay, so let's talk about this thing. What do we monitor? Whatever you want them to monitor. your credit score, your social security number, your passport, driver's license, medical ID, email, loans, credit cards, bank account, black market website, social media. People say, yeah, you know, that's all good. You know, people say some crazy stuff to me. One of the craziest things I heard was from this lawyer. I was talking to this guy about it. He says, oh, I don't need it right now. I'm like, why not, man? He said, because my identity hasn't been stolen. I'm like, okay, I don't even want you as a customer. I don't even want you as a customer. You know, but it's beyond. What kind of problems can it cause? Big problems. This is a young lady. Her name is Audra Schmer. Now, this poor young lady, she had a mess on her hands. She had 81 people in 17 states using her social security number. She stayed in California. But they sold it right here on Highway 290 at Traders Village, her social security number. Okay, total nightmare situation. Say, well, that's cool, but that kind of stuff doesn't happen to me. You know, I ain't got to worry about that. Now, it may be that you simply want to get married, like this lady did. She wanted to get married. They say, you can't get married. They say, why? I say, because you already got 4 husbands. Yeah.
Showing up.
Yeah, showing up, big problem, okay? Big problem. So they said, no, baby, you don't need to get married no more. So she said, I'm going to do it anyway. You know, people are always smarter than everybody. You got a bunch of Facebook and Google lawyers out there, you know. So she said, I can go to another state. So she went to the other state. Then her husband from Ecuador showed up. Filed for a divorce. Girl had a mess on her hand. The bottom line and the point I'm trying to make to you guys, even though we laugh about it, can turn your life upside down. Okay? And so, when you turned upside down, you need somebody to turn you right side up. And so, this is why we have this company, Kroll. They're going to do whatever it takes, as long as it takes to restore your identity to its pre-theft status. Now, we got some people like, well, you know, Mr. Ahmed, that don't apply to me, I'm broke. Good news, we're going to give you all your brokenness back, okay? And we just as broke at the end as you were at the beginning. And we're going to have $5 million to make sure we get it all done. This is not reimbursement. This is basically what they need for investigators, expert witnesses. They put it in writing. Now, why am I so jacked? Because it happened to my wife. 2 summers ago, Janice was carjacked in our driveway. Ooh. Yeah. I used to teach women self-defense. And I used to always tell them, do not pull into your driveway, open the trunk, and then lean in with your back to the street. Everybody listen to me but my wife. God bless, okay? So she leaned in, next thing I'm yelling, I just got in, I heard this woman yelling, Hakim, I go out there, this kid is running to this SUV when he sees me with her purse. And she's screaming and crying. I checked her out, once I saw her knee was okay, we got on the phone, we called Kroll. Kroll immediately notified all the banks, so we get the Bank of America. They said, Mr. Ahmed, Kroll's already called us, let me show you what these guys are doing. They were trying everything, boom, 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 so they shut it all down. We left there, we were able to change the accounts immediately because Kroll had contacted them. We left there, we went to Chase where we had other accounts. They said, oh yeah, Kroll's called us. These guys are trying to buy everything. They were buying all kind of crazy stuff. At that point, they were at a high-end jewelry store. They had tried to buy compressors, tools. I said, yeah, stuff they can sell. They said, I wonder how they do it. I said, I know how they're doing it. They're rolling around, they're using a laptop. That's exactly what they're doing. At the end, she lost $70 in her smartphone. Had we not had their service, we would have been bankrupt that day. Because she had all of my cards, all of our banks and everything in there. So I love this company, okay? I know it works, and this is what we do. We protect you on the front end, on the back end, with 2 powerful apps. So all you have to do, your only obligation is to tap the app. Tap the app to get the help that you need. And it's going to, look at, this is crazy. I'm just going to just leave this up here for a second. Everything I just showed you, combination, this is on both plans. Legal plan and I $49.90 a month. That's about $50 a month, yeah. Less than one of those Supreme big cups of coffee out there. This Starbucks, big bucks, what they call it now. Okay, but less than that. Identity Shield, if you're an individual, you get a discount, it's $34.90. The bottom line is this. Those $49.90, does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
It shouldn't make sense to you. It's incredible, okay? But that's the reality of it, $49.90. Now, if that's value in the marketplace, do you think you can make some money off of that? Yeah, I used to always wonder too, how do people get rich in America? And I figured out it's not that they're smart. You guys who never went to school. I'm sure you a guy who, Adriana, I got a business plan. We're gonna get some rocks. And we're gonna paint them. And we're gonna sell them. We're gonna make a bunch of money. And you can make little dresses and put on them. put their bow ties on them, all of that. We got to pick the rocks up. It's going to take us a minute. You in it, you in out.
I'm down.
You down?
I'm down.
You want to go for it?
Okay.
See, that's a smart move. What about you, Marcus? You want to sell some rocks with us? I'm just talking about some rocks on the ground.
Might as well try it. She already sells rocks.
You sell rocks?
I do.
Smart woman. Because this is Gary Dahl. This guy was drunk at a bar and said, we're going to dress up some rocks and sell them. Folks say, Gary, you drunk and you crazy. Boy made $1.6 million the first year selling rocks. Good, we got to talk. We got to talk. We got to put this together. The point being, sometimes you have to think out of the box to get out of the box.
Right.
Okay, does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay, so let's talk about how do we make money. But before we get here, let's talk about why we should make money. Why we should be serious about making some money. Now, one of the things I've been doing is I've been trying to really get into learning about finances. And I'm almost done, believe it or not. Okay. 2 years ago, I was doing some research online. I ran across the article that stopped me in my tracks. Just stopped me. It says that most Americans have less than $1,000 in savings. We're talking about people making, it wasn't a matter of people making six figures, all kinds of stuff. Less than $1,000 in savings. That means they are one disaster away. Car goes down, they can't get sick, might lose the house for $1,000. This is a land of the free and the home of the brave. If people don't have $1,000 in their bank account, and these are some people working 2 and 3 jobs. Okay, I said, well, let's see if it's gotten any better. So I went online and checked it. Today, only 39% of Americans will be able to survive a $1,000 emergency. What's happening? Well, pensions no longer exist. They became 401ks until the recession. Then they became 101ks. Okay, and then just Ks. Okay, okay. So, but who's hit by this? Millennials, seniors. Guys in here used to be CEOs, working corporations. They're driving Uber now and stuff. So they say, what happened? What happened is, right now, it's called the gig economy. See, things are changing, guys, in case you haven't noticed. Things are changing. Social Security takes longer to get it. They're actually raising the age to Social Security. I don't know how many of you guys caught that, but they raised the age like 2 years where you can get it. They reduced it at the same time. There are all these hoops in place. It's that 401ks. The economy is slowing down. But no, the news says the economy is booming. For some. But if you read it, it says the wages are stagnant. Stagnant. Companies are just buying back their own stock. See, I want you to understand this, so if you don't understand this, you won't understand anything else we're going to talk about. Okay? So what are people doing? It says over 35% of the seniors now are getting into the gig economy. In other words, they're looking for another business to make their main source of income.
Right.
Okay? And it is increasing, steadily increasing. Here are the articles here, you can read them for yourself. This guy says, I'll be working until I die. Baby boomers face the reality that they may never retire. This is not me. These are financial publications talking this stuff. So, okay. So, what does that mean to you? It means it's just smart to look at some way to earn some additional income. It doesn't have to be a whole lot. People say, well, you know, how much does it take? I'm going to show you the power of 500. There's a guy, stays right down the street. His name is, they call him Big Al Schreiber. And Big Al is a leader in the direct sales industry. He told a story about a man who had all kinds of skills, but the guy says, I don't have time, busy guy. All I want to do is show me how to make $500 extra a month, and I'll do the rest. So what did this guy do? Big Al was frustrated because this guy could have been making 10, 50,000. He said, I don't want that. I want to know how to make $500 a month. The guy had a plan. Just like they said there, you got to have a plan. So he got that extra $500 a month. He's accelerated the payment on his mortgage. Paid that house off, used it as collateral to get another one, and did the same thing. And the man ended up with 3 or 4 rental properties only by properly utilizing an extra $500 a month. $500 a month. So I'm going to show you something, okay? Word of mouth marketing and team building is how we do what we do. We give you options. Facebook's not going to pay you anything. Everything we put on Facebook, we don't get paid. Uber's not going to give you a dime, okay? We'll show you a way that you can earn $60 to $280 an hour. And this is just low money. This is low-end money, okay? Just by going out and helping people every day. You know, just going out, just meeting some people, getting involved in something beyond yourself. Everybody starts the same place in this company. Associate. Start out, you go out, you market a $49.90 plan, you get paid $60. So, Marcos, imagine you telling me about this, and I said, okay, I'm gonna do this thing. I'm a kind of type AA personality. So I go out, Marcos, I say, Marcos, how many do I have to do? He says, well, you do as many as you want. I'm like, okay. So I do 5 or 6. Now, at that point, I've made what, $360, right? It says most people don't have $1,000 in their whole savings account. So in about 15 minutes or 30 days or whatever, I made $360 already. Now, at that point, something happens. I promote up, Marcus. Boom. I'm pretty happy with you. Okay? You said, okay, dude, where am I in this way? You're excited. You know, you're doing things. Okay, I'm steady going, Marcus. Moving. This is all on my own. See, I don't need a team to do this. All I need to do is get up and do it. And that's the point. We give you options. People say, do I have to recruit? It says, if you want to build a team, and we're going to show you why. But if you don't, that's fine. We have people making major money in this company who don't have teams. What they do is they have a plan, and they're executing that plan every day. But this is what you can, now, so if you can go out and make 15, say 15 minutes, make $120 in 15 minutes, anybody in here wouldn't do it? Wouldn't do it? You can be making money the lawyers make. Now, that's one side of it. Uh-oh, this is where you come in, Marcos. Now, you see, Marcos, every time I go out and I get paid $60 because you told me about this and you work with me, and you say, dude, all I want to do is help you get promoted. Every time I get paid $60, you get paid $20. You upset about that? You say, why are you talking to me? Because that's right? Okay. Now, after I do 6 Marcos, what I found out is after I do 6 of these, I can't stop. I'm promoted up immediately. 120. I'm kind of even with you now, Marcos, so you got to stay on your game, okay? But I'm at 120. I go out, I help 15 people. I'm at 140. I can make $140 on my lunch break. On my lunch break, okay? So that $1,000 doesn't apply to me, okay? So I can do this on my lunch break. So we're taking reality and we're giving you options to deal with. But watch this. We're going to do something else. We're going to throw some bonuses on top of that to really get you going. Now watch this. I have this friend, and we all know him. His name is Franco Cohen. We call him Uncle Frank. We're going to tell the difference. You know, I hear people saying about just over broke. I don't like to make fun of people's jobs because their families depend on that. You know, people have this little problem and things they have to do, like eat and have clothing and housing. So the job is smart, but this is the reality of it. You don't own the job. Job on you. No, job on you. Really, you're not. You're just basically selling your time to the company because either one of you can end it at any time, right? Okay, so you are in business, but the only asset you have is you. And this is the watch what happens. So you're the only asset. You're one. This young guy said, boy, I jumped too much money. This thing is crazy. Okay, year 1, it's just you making all the money. Year 2, just you. Year 3, just you. Year 4, just you. Year 5, just you. Now, what's the problem with that is you're the only asset. And like Uncle Frank said, okay, you're the only asset. Well, the day that that asset can't get up and go to work, you got a problem. Okay? You got a problem. That's right. So that asset got to get up. You can't just sit there on your asset and let things happen. Okay? You got to move. And the day you can't move, your money stops. But what if you could have the security of that job and at the same time have this little part-time thing going on in the gig economy, okay, where it's not about you. So you go out, you still got your gig, but you find a few people who want to do something, and they find people who want to do something. They find people who want to do something, who want to do something. And you build this little team of 3,125 people. Sounds great, right? That's the ideal, that's not the reality. It's like in any other company. We have people come in here, they don't know why they're here. Just like to hang out, maybe legally lonely. I don't know, but everybody doesn't do what they say they're going to do. But we find that you don't need a lot. You can take a little and make a lot, like the guy with the houses. So imagine if 5% of these people got up, they got really excited, they went out 1 month and they sold 1 membership each. They just tore this thing up. If you have 150 memberships and say you're at the executive director level with an override, that's $7,500 a month in overrides. That could be extra. Would anybody be upset about that? What if you just messed it all up, okay, and you only got $3,750 extra a month? Who would be upset about that? You wouldn't be upset at all, right? Okay, because you understand, you got a plan for this money. Okay, now watch this. This is going to help the plan. I love this. It's called Performance Club. They came out with this 17 years ago. And when I saw it, it blew me away because I had remembered what Big Al said about the guy with the $500. And so this is how this works. They give us these bonuses anywhere from 1 to 400 now. When I came in, it was all the way up to 700, then it went back to 500. But the bottom line is this. With Performance Club, when we go out each month and we help so many people and we earn these points. And the points are easy to figure out because you get this dollar value of what you market. So if somebody gets a $49 plan, you get 49 points. Real easy to figure out how to get the points. So every month, since it started, me and some other people in this room, we're at the point that we're getting $500 a month. It just flows on top of what we're already doing. $500 a month, just flows. And I say, it's so crazy. They paid us close to, I imagine I calculated, they paid us already close to $100,000, if not over that, just in car bonuses. Just in car bonuses. Okay, so you say, well, $500 a month. I don't understand. Look at it this way. How much money would you have to have in the bank at 2% interest to kick off $500 a month to your passive income? Y'all worse than me in math. Hey, seriously. No, really, I'm bad. If I wasn't married to Jen, if I hadn't met her in high school, I'd still be in high school. She's doing my homework, okay? Really. But no, you'd have to have $300,000 earning 2% to pay you $6,000 a year. $300,000 at 2%. You say, well, you know, that's a lot of money. But you can get that same benefit by simply going out and helping 5 families a month and getting 180 points. That same $500, it spins. It's the same. Good dollars, okay? So is it starting to make a little sense to you now? You don't need a lot to get what you want. All you got to have is a lot of commitment, a lot of grit, and get up and get your ass out and make it happen, okay? So, residual income. Now, this is crazy. I used to wonder why the insurance guy showed up once a year. And I figured it out. As long as we get those insurance policies, okay, he gets paid every time we pay. And after he went away, his family could get that money. We have the same option. The book of business that we have, we own, which is why a lot of insurance agents like what we do. Because our book of business, we own it. It's not like Allstate or none of these other folks. You build it, they own it. We own this. Every time a member pays, we get paid a percentage of that member. Every time somebody signs up for the life of that membership. So we can will that business to our family, whomever. The bottom line is once you turn the machine on, the money won't stop. The money won't stop. The money stops. Even if you stop, the money keeps coming, okay? So we have the security of knowing that we've built something. And how much does it cost to get started? When we came into this business, it was $249. When I started my law office, it was $58,000. If they walked through that door breathing, I was signing up trying to get my money back, okay? Seriously, but this business has freed me up from that. So $58,000 to $249, which was the best investment I made. And for you, it's even better than that. It's like $99 to start your own business.
Yeah.
In Texas, we have a little license requirement of $20. So $119 to start a business that can pay you unlimited income. Okay, that's the proposition, that's the offer we have to you. All you gotta do is decide if it makes sense to you. In addition to that, like I said, we're gonna pay you some bonuses on top of that. You go out and you get promoted up. We want you to get promoted. So you get promoted within the first 20 days, we're gonna pay you another 120, that's 360. And it just goes on and on and on. We have tools to help you. Mobile app, video, social media, all of these things. You just get in where you fit in. What works best for you, you find it and you just work it and just make it happen. It's your business, okay? Get you a mentor, let them help you and just make the thing happen. Also, you can have the advantage of a back office to handle everything. It's called LegalShield Advantage. The person who invited you out, he'll tell you about that. But this is a company that's real. We've got 406, actually the figures are changing so much. We have directors now. We just had we've got directors getting $50,000 rings, getting $100,000. And then director is the first minute position. Oh, those is the execs. It used to be at the top and everybody had the executive. We didn't have directors making $50,000 extra a year, okay, because of what we do. Why? Because it's exploded. If you don't think the law is in the news, you don't watch the news, okay? That's building our businesses forward. So at this time, we're going to go ahead and invite, I think some people have been asked to come up and give a short testimonial. All right.
All right, my name is Roy Johnson, and my background is education and entrepreneurship. I have a testimony tonight in regards to a membership. I had a friend that, well, I introduced him to LegalShield. I threw out the bait, waiting for him to bite. And he wasn't interested at the moment. But then recently he called and asked frantically because him and his wife was dealing with a mortgage issue. And so he asked me, what does he need to do to sign up? I said, okay, let me sign you up, because he couldn't do it at the moment. So he sent me over his information because, first of all, I built that relationship with him, and then business proceeded thereafter to build that trust. So he sent me over his information. I registered him. The next day, he called the attorney. Attorney called him back. He called me, said, okay, this is too good to be true. What's the catch? I said, there's no catch. The quality of the service speaks for itself. Then later on, he called me back and said, what do I need to do to sign up? He said at the moment, he didn't want to couldn't sign up because he's trying to get some things in order. But I'm just waiting on that phone call to sign him up, because he said his platform is too large not to sign up. And like I say, just because they don't do it at the first time doesn't mean that they won't come back.
My name is Jasmine Augustine. I have a background in social work. My husband Carlos and I have been in the business for about 3 years now. We started a home-based business before we were introduced to LegalShield. It cost us about $15,000 to start at home, and then we found LegalShield. And what I love about LegalShield is I was able to resign from my job, and now once I do have my baby, I'll be able to stay home for as long as I want on my terms and not have someone else determine when I have to go back to work.
My name is Althea Cartman. I am a retired principal. I started this business 16 years ago when I was a very busy principal. I never thought I would do anything else other than teaching and education because it was my passion. But when I found out about LegalShield, and I believe in equal justice, and I was a part of the civil rights movement, I wanted to share this with everyone. And then when I saw the opportunity, you know, I had many parents in my community when I was principal that just needed a second chance in life. You know, maybe they didn't take your high school education seriously. Even now, some of my students need a second chance. One was a drug dealer. He cleaned up. He's back in college now. He became a LegalShield associate, used his skills to be successful in this business. And I just had the honor of having lunch last Friday with one of my students who was with me from kindergarten and second grade. His mom found me. He just graduated from Harvard Law School, and he invited me to his graduation, and then I took him to lunch. He's going to be working in New Orleans at the Southern Poverty Law Firm, and I showed him just the app, and he was like blown away. He had never heard of LegalShield, and he said, I know many of the people that I'm working with will share this, and I know my mom is going to be interested, so you need to connect with her. So it's an opportunity to make a difference while making a living.
Okay, we're almost right on time here. Okay, I just want to recognize two people real quick. We have two, we call ring earners in the room, okay? That's Ms. Verna Heath, and there we go. Okay. And we had a lady who came in and she really wrecked this thing about a couple weeks ago. I mean, we were like, oh, did she do it, did she do it, she should do it, and she did it. You know, she was one of the $10,000 bonus winners for performing. Ms. Janice Spears. The lady got paid, okay? The lady got paid. Okay, so I want to thank you guys. We're going to go ahead and we're going to wrap this thing up. Burton, Dr. McCalhoun, engineer, runs a nonprofit, They're making $300,000 a year in this business at this time, John Hoffman. We have so many people with different backgrounds in this business. So what are the benefits? Again, you own your life. And there's nothing more precious to own than your life, your time. We get income, we get tax advantages, we own our schedules, personal development, we meet a lot of wonderful people. And it just basically gives you, like I said, your life back. I can't put it any other way. So we're going to recap this way. The largest taxi company doesn't own any taxis. Leading moving around, they don't own any stores. Facebook doesn't do anything, okay? Really, all the content we create and put on there. The largest overnight accommodation owns no hotels. And we do business in 50 states and 12 provinces in Canada, and we own no law firms. So that criteria I told you guys about when we first started, about simple, disruptive, okay, noble, intimate, can't be duplicated, has an app. We meet all of those criteria. Okay, that's why this company is growing. That's why this company is, we haven't really even started. We haven't really even started. So at this time, we just basically extend an invitation to you. We don't invite you to become a member if you're not. Okay, get the membership, try it out, tell somebody about it, then it might inspire you to want to become an associate. You might be one of those people say, I'm ready to do this thing now, okay? I'll give it a shot. Just let the person you know, tell them where you stand. They invested a lot of time in you. We're going to get you trained. People say we're going to get trained, most definitely. We're going to get you trained. We're not going to turn you loose out there. If you don't want to be trained, don't sign up. Like I said, we have a very big mission. People respect this company, respect this product, and we want to make sure that the integrity is protected. And we want to help you get paid and promoted if you make that decision, okay? So at this time, that's your invitation. I'm done. I want to thank you guys for driving out here to put up with my madness. I really appreciate it. My name is Abdul Hakim Ahmed. I am now off the air. And I'm going to bring Ms. Jasmine Augustine up to go ahead and close the
Didn't he do a great job?
Yeah.
So I'm just going to close it out for us. Come back next week. We've got my husband, Carlos Hernandez, will be speaking. And if you have your phones with you, we do have an RSVP link. So if you take out your phone and just go to lsnorthhouston.com, it'll RSVP you for next week. And that's something that you can use to also invite your guests and your prospects to come out as well. So it's very simple and easy to use. And the last announcement, most of you know, if you've been around for a couple weeks here, we have an amazing, Carlos calls him the Mac Daddy. I don't particularly use those words, but Mr. Darnell Self, he's $1 million ring earner, which means he makes $1 million in a 12-month period minimum with us. Okay, so he's made millions of dollars, and he's going to be coming out. We're going to be doing something different. It's just a business mixer. It's on Saturday, September 8th from 7 to 10 p.m. There's going to be a short presentation, so it won't be really LegalShield focused, but more about hearing his story and the system that he used to make the money that he's made, right? But it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have food, free for guests, so make sure that if you want a ticket, you do have to get it at the briefings, and we do have tickets if you wanted to get that. It's $20, and then guests are free. So these are the other Houston area briefing links to RSVP, and that's it. So if everyone will just circle up and get your questions answered, get with the person who invited you to get paperwork filled out, all that good stuff, and we'll see you next week.